Taina Yistelin, Beruku one in their name. And brothers and sisters, I want to go over this one again on why I and I why I and I should stop saying Rastafari is not a religion. And I just wanted to add one more. There was a brother who left a comment on Omar Tobias' page, the brethren George Martin. And you know what I want to say? I the vid really wasn't addressed to you. It was really addressed to the brothers and sisters who say this, right? Who say this, that Rastafari is not a religion. Um, it's addressed to how it hurts us in the Gentile courts. I actually do understand what it means. I know what you brothers and sisters mean. I know what you mean. You're saying it's not a religion as far as like the Roman dogma heretics. I understand you, and you're absolutely correct about that. But according to the Gentiles, what they do is they take this type of wordplay right here, and then they use it against us. This right here, like there was a brethren, okay, and let's see if maybe we can go and let's say maybe we can go check that out. And I gotta be a little careful about what is exactly presented on the screen here, because I don't know what, as far as they might try to shut down what I and I is presenting forth. Or, I have to be careful, like where they think the sources are coming from, because they have done that before in the past when I and I might use a certain vid of another brethren, and then they'll shut it down to where I and I can't even go back and get that info. You know what I mean? So, but I and I brethren, Wyndham Jason says something real here, brother. You said some very strong points, Wyndham, minus the argumentum ad hominem. Actually, I wasn't actually trying to pick a fight with the brother. I know it seemed like that, but that's not what I was trying to do. I love all I and I brethren, no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? Just to reason with the brethren. And I seen the verse you told me to look up in Matthew 18:15 through 17, and I'm going to go to that one. What that verse says right here. And I just got it right here in the English real quick, so we're going to pull it out. We don't no need to pull it out Amarinya right now, because that's not, it's just, and you're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right. No, I hope the brethren didn't feel offended by that. That's why actually the part 2 to this vid, right, I didn't get the chance to shoot yet, but I was going to shoot it, because actually that vid I had shot a few days before I had wanted to do this one, right? But it says, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Now, I know it sounds a little strong or fierce, but I actually, brethren, I didn't feel offended by the brother. Everything that he actually has said was correct up until this part right here. I even took some time to actually go over those verses that he had mentioned, like like John 17:3 for one, like when we go there, because I was gonna go into that, John 17:3, and there was two more verses that the brethren had mentioned up there, and he was actually correct about everything. But the only problem with this right here, this Rastafari is not a religion. Let me explain this real quick so you can understand. And much love to the brethren, George Martin. If need be, if you feel offended, you know what, I apologize. Cause last thing is we brethren. We brethren, we together. I and I with you. I and I laying down. I'm putting myself on the line for you just doing these vids. You know what I mean? I'm catching the grief just on my own. Alright? So, this is for you. If you Rastafari, this is for you. If I and I need to be corrected, correct the brethren. But no, I wasn't trying to pick a squabble with the brethren. It just sounded fierce because at the time I had an audience actually who were listening, and I wanted them to pick up and understand why. I had actually a live audience, and I wanted them to understand why we should not say this. Why we need to stop saying this right now, because this right now is getting us no credit here. So what I'm gonna do is what I did, brother, is that we're gonna go look up some words real quick and see what I was speaking about. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go look up these words in the. We're gonna go into the 1841 Amharic dictionary for right now, okay? Because what we want to do is, right, the reason I is gonna do so is because what we want to do is we want to get we want to understand why they say, right, why when we go in court it's important to say that it's our religion. You know, even though the brethren Wyndham Yadon from Rastafari Sabat Thickle had already went over this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into 1841, right? We're going to go into 1841. And like I said, I hope the brethren don't feel offended. I wasn't trying to offend you. Wasn't trying to make you look bad or anything like that. It's just that it was a message to me. It was a message, you know, to the item out there, you know, to peep game that we can't afford to be making these type of mistakes right now. Because if we ever put in a position, right? Let me tell you something on some real stuff, brother. I just got freed, honestly, from some real ish. I don't want to curse. I don't know if your children might be, you know, but I got free from some real stuff just recently because I was lucky, I was blessed enough to know my Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So it's not a game, okay? I'm not joking. I'm not trying to pick a fight. I'm very serious. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to warn the eyes and that we all should be on the same page. You know, that's not one of us is saying Rastafari is not a religion and eyes are still saying, hey, Rastafari is not a religion, and then another eye saying, no, listen, it is a religion according to the Gentiles. But let's understand why we say that. So what we do is we're gonna go to Tawa'ado, okay? Tawa'ado, because that's what I was trying to explain about Tawa'ado, about church and state. Basically, under Tawa'ado would mean like, just to sum it up, it'd be like the natural man, right? The natural man and the spirit man are one any Jesus Christos. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, that's why it makes you understand why Jesus would say that the natural man, right, could never understand the things of the spirit. You know, in fact, that video that he was commenting on, because the brethren, he came at me, he goes, just know this. Now, I'm not saying that he was coming at me wrong, but that's the way he presented it. In fact, we'll go to the comment if we must again. The comment was, just know this, and then he said three things. Okay, he said three distinct things. In fact, we'll probably have to, before we even check this out real quick, let's kind of pull it up so we can see. You know, I'm not trying to pick on the brethren or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But just to say that we should, let's try to all be on the same page, brothers and sisters. You know, especially when we have to deal with these folks in the courts. It kind of heart-wrenching, heartbreaking, that we're still being captive, right, against our will, and then on top of that, being incarcerated for marijuana. You know, which is illegal, right? It is illegal under the law. It's illegal, but see, what law are we talking about? We're talking about the law of the supreme God, the one true God, Elohim, right? So what we want to do is, let's see if we can go into and catch the comment that the brethren had made. If you excuse me, give Ian a second here. Like I say, I can't show too many of my sources. So if you excuse me for a moment, I'm going to point down like this. I can't show too many sources because they have actually shut down sites that I has, showed or presented. So let's see. Let's see if we can do one here. Okay. So give I 1 second here. Okay. And we want to kind of, address this a little bit more accurately here, so there's no bad blood between the brethren and the sistren. Okay, so give one moment. Okay, all right. Okay. Hold on 1 second, brother. This is, Yurkurta. Yurkurta. But no, it's not trying to pick on the brother, man. I hope it didn't come off like that, Okay. Let's see if we can get in here to it. 1 second. 1 second, my peoples. Okay. Okay, I see where one of the eyes had, I think he commented back. Okay. Okay, let's go to the video. Let's see. Let the eye pull it up 1 second here. Okay. Into. All right, hold on one moment, brothers and sisters. We can pull this up real quick and see exactly what was said here, because I just want to get the exact comment. Okay, here we go. Right here. All right. So this is the comment from this right here. It was Rastafarian Beruku one in reply to Omar Tabajah, and it was all about the concept of the supernatural. It was all about the concept of the supernatural, and it was I and I brethren, Igazia Behir, and he said some real stuff. I and I bred, you said some real stuff. I hope I didn't, don't feel like the I offended you. Alright? I hope you don't feel like the I had offended you in any way. But the truth is not meant to be an offense, brethren. You know what I'm saying? But I and I was not trying to sin by calling this brethren out. I wasn't calling you out, but I was calling the concept in which we were speaking on, the idea that religion is, not, Rastafari is not religion, and something he said about it is Jehovah. But are we going to go to the jails and free our brothers and sisters saying that? No, sir. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, then we should be straight right now, then, right? We shouldn't have any problems. Okay, he says, Igizia Behir from the church of his, Kedamawi Haile Selassie through the body of Jesus Christos, which we agreed the traction is of the devil and not of the gospel. Know this first. So this is what the brother, he said, know this first, right? That life eternal is Kedamawi Haile Selassie and his son, right? True, John 17:3, which we agree. Second, his majesty seeks for those to worship him. Go sit down real quick. Go sit down. I'll come talk to you in a moment. His son, right? Second, his majesty is seeking, right, for those to worship him in Christ's doctrine and truth. John 4:23. And not according to the carnal tradition, which is absolute pasta doctrine, right? Quote, pasta doctrine. Rastafari is Jehovah and not a religion. Okay? Rastafari is Jehovah and not a religion. Now, third, the son of Primus, or, in the Greek, the son, Primus, the Bane, is more ancient than any creature. Third, Hermas 9:110 in Christian love. You know what I mean? And I think in the last vid, at the end, I might say something about, I hope you are my brethren and whatnot. I do hope we are brethren. I really do. But let me go into what exactly it is I'm speaking about so we can address the issue here. Okay. What I was saying about Tawa'ido, right? Oh, this right here says Wahido, right? Wahido. One. Wahido means one, right? And then Awahido, right? Right here says Awahido. Awahid. Actually, Awahid or Awahad to unite. So Tawahad, basically Tawahido, right, which we know is Tawahido, to be united, right, to be united, and that's what I was basically saying about Rastafari faith is based on Tawahido, right, in spirit and truth, right? Which it says, check this out. This is interesting about this. This is why we want to go on this. It says to be united, right, of the two natures in Christ. So I thought something brilliant would be, what if I went, right, in order to, so it doesn't sound like an argument, like one was trying to argue with his brethren. No, that's not what I was trying to do. What if I, right, go to the Blue Letter Bible, right, and I would say what are the two natures of Christ? Interesting. Ask yourself that question. What are the two natures of Christ, right? And we would say that we could sum this up just small, right? What we would say with the spirit man, right, and the natural man. But uniting, right, in Christ are one, right? That's why Jesus Christos, and I'll repeat again, he says that how the spirit, the natural man can never understand the man of the spirit, right? The natural man can never understand things of the spirit, and like I said, brethren, never meant to be offensive. Just wanted to clarify, because we had a brethren, and it kind of hurt me. I remember I was reading a verse the other day, how Jesus Christus says that he goes, he says that actually it's a Proverbs in Proverbs, and I write down that exact verse. I think it's stumbleth. It says, rejoice not when the enemy stumbles. Rejoice not when the enemy falleth. Be glad not when the enemy falleth, and rejoice not when he stumbleth. And basically what that means is that it's sad to see people. It's sad, right? It's sad to see people go down the drain, man. It's sad to see a deceit or a falling away, right? Because it says the day of the Lord not come lest there be deceit and a falling away. So we know if one's a falling and stumbling, right, that the day of the Lord is coming, because they're falling and stumbling. So unless there be deceit or falling away, the day of the Adoninu, or the day of Adoninu, or day of Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Ha Beruku Jaja Rastafari, Beruku not come. And another thing I was just trying to clarify is that what the brethren was saying here, I understand we say, so Rastafari is Jehovah, but really is, well, what I was saying is Jah, right? Jah, and then higher, and that the V it comes from the Yiddish, right? The Yiddish, the V sound, right? Some of the brethren and sisters know about that, some may not. But it's Yah higher, right? Yah higher, or Jah higher, which in an explanatory sense, and one explanation will be the most vehement, right? This was actually the name that was given. It was actually Yahweh, and that's the name that was said to be given to Musa, which was revealed to Musa, or revealed to Israel during the time of the Exodus, right? That this name had not been known yet, right? This name hadn't been known yet, and this is Jahaya, or we said Jahaya. And higher in the Hebrew means to exist, the existence, or basically Amarinyas hon, made, or existence, or made, like almost, if you will, And they all, it's interesting the way they all, they correlate metonomically, like in a family series, right? So also, okay, this is very important. This is just to sum this up so it doesn't seem like I was talking. To the Gentile, right, when we go in their court systems, what we're saying is that we're not just saying that we have Tawat Ado, right, which is our church and state is one, right, or united as one. But what we're also saying is this. We're saying Hymeno. Now, let's see from this perspective of what the English look at. When we say Hymeno, they don't have definitions. This is the thing. They don't have definitions that can stand up to the Amarinya or the ancient Ethiopic. You got to remember, because our languages and our Afro-Shemitic languages and linguistics are far older than anything the English could present. So the only thing they could do is say a word when we go back into Amarinya, has very many family of meanings just in one word, and sometimes the English is never even right on point. You know, sometimes they're off. That's why you always hear the brothers and sisters like, hey, get into your linguistics. Go back into your language. It's very important, right? But when we look at it from their perspective, when we saying that Rastafari is a religion, it's because of this. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. It's because of this. Okay? And we want to go to here, let's see. We'll go to is Hymeno. Okay, let's go to Hymeno. That's what we want to do. Let's see if we can get up in the Hymeno real quick. If you bear with the eye for one moment here. You know, well, we can get into Hymeno so the eye can explain, you know, and not look like I'm trying to lash my brother's head off. Because that's not what I was trying to do. It's just, I know there's brethren sitting there right now captive, man. You know that feeling. Because most of you brothers and sisters been there. You've been through the things that we're going through right now. You know, and that's the only thing that I'm talking about is like, hey, we got to be real careful how we present ourselves. That's why we notice that the name change is very important. I think there goes Highwit there, okay, which is life. Highwit, right? Like like what it says Jehovah or Jahaya or Yahweh or Jahaya, you know what I mean? The most vehement one to exist, or his life, which is life eternal. Right, but let's go keep going because that's not the one we want to present there, right? Okay, we have to remember Hailema when we think about the Ethiopian Fidel, so we can remember our alphabetical order Hailema. I think I have a sister named Hailema, right? Let's see, it's cool. Yeah, in fact, I know we have a sister named Hailema. Okay, let's see. A few sisters named Hailema. And Mahilit, right? Let's see. Okay. We might have passed it up here. We want to go to it because we want to get where they get that religion thing from. How they use that against us. Because see, if a brethren would have said it was his religion, he could have kept his crown on. But he made them embarrass him and he took his crown off, right? And then he perverted his bayrak. And bayrak is the banner or the standard or the military ensign. Remember, we're a military force, right? Bayrak, we're a military force, right? So, we had perverted that in the Gentile courts, and many of us do because we go in like half learned about the law. We don't really, you know. And that's the only thing that it kind of hurts I and I, because then we got brethren who are sitting in prison and things like that for, you know, and even if maybe, you know, like some brethren think that it's for nothing, it's never for nothing. You know what I mean? You think that if we don't properly address them, they have to. I just told you I just had a situation where I was basically free because, basically blessings to know my Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Had I not, I don't know what it would have done with me. All right, now check this out. And this is what I was basically referring to. That's why I said I should stop saying that Rastafari is not a religion, because according to them, this is their definition, as best as they can put it, about Hymeno, which we know there's more to Hymeno, right? But for them, on their, you know, we have to understand from the Gentile, like I say, the Gentile definitions don't even come close to Amarinya, right? It's like they are they're partially, it's like they're half original. You know what I mean? Like a half original man. And a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You know, it's like they're half stepping, like not even halfway. It's like they partially got it. You know, it's just like every time they talk about ancient Egypt, they regurgitated it from the European perspective, and which messes it all up. It takes out the whole ancient, it takes out the whole ancient research or the ancient science that you would have gotten from it, the ancient knowledge. It just pretty much dumps it on its head. That's what Gentile white supremacy does. You know what I'm saying? So we have here hymenot, right? It says hymenot, hymenot, faith, right? According to them from the English perspective is faith, right? Creed, our creed, right? Religious persuasion, our religious persuasion or religion. So when we go into court, basically, if you tell the judge hymenot, she ain't gonna know what you're talking about. You're like, what? Because she, like I said, they're not learned probably that far. Of course not. They're not. They probably even do know. They might play you. You know what I mean? So, sir, what do you mean? What is it your spirituality or your religion? It's my hymenot, Your Honor. We go, what? Yes, it's my religion, Your Honor. My religion. You know what I mean? For their perspective, brethren. And that's all the I was trying to say, But much love to the brethren, George Martin. I love all you brethren. Wyndham Jason, I appreciate it, brethren. But no, I was not putting the brother out there. It wasn't even addressed. It wasn't addressed to him personally, actually. It wasn't a personal vid for him. It wasn't. It was a vid for all of us. It was a vid for those who say that Rastafari is not a religion. You know what I'm saying? And then they hurt us with this right here. But if I would have said, no, it's not a religion, brethren, it's hymenot. He would have like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I hope he would have said that. You know what I'm saying? I hope that because does he know this? You know what I mean, brethren? Do you know this right here? If you don't, hey, I didn't always know. I just knew so long ago myself. Maybe a few years ago myself. I didn't know. I'm still studying. There's a lot I'm still learning, brother. You know what I mean? But it's not to put you down or anything like that. I love you. I just hope that we could come together under the same faith as one, Tawahido, as we just looked up a second ago. So, just to clarify that, and if I'll apologize to my brother. I believe in that. I meant Manan, excuse me. I main, because I know where some of y'all gonna go with that. I believe the same thing like with the religion, but you have to look at it from the when you're dealing with the Gentiles and their half original truths. You have to deal with when they say religion, right? They're talking about our hymenot, right? For real. This is what they're saying when they say our religion. They're talking about our hymenot. Now let's read a little bit on. It says, "Be hymenot yetzena, strong, established." See, so that tells them that we're established, right? Firm in faith of Jesus Christos and the Kedamawi, Haile Selassie. And there's even more here. If you read on, it says hymenot 2, Yegedelech, and Gedele, hymenot. Weak in faith, of little faith, right? But that's not the one I was looking for. The one I was looking for it says hymenot abewi, abewi, or abu, the faith or creed of the fathers. Faith. See, so when we say religion in their courts, according to them, it's our faith and creed of our fathers. This is very important, our ancestors, because I'm about to do a vid about Alex Jones and them. The Info Warriors kind of put, I felt like they shitted on Lauryn Hill a little bit on one of their postings on their blog. On the Info Warriors, on the InfoWars page about Lauryn Hill, talking about she's blaming being billed for taxes on slavery. You know what I mean? But then, it sounds like hypocritical to me. But then they'll turn around and talk about they don't want to be a slave for this system. And let's go back to 1776. And then when older brethren, brethren speak about going back to 1492, they don't want to hear none of that, right? And ask the Native Americans what happens when you don't control immigration, right? And this is all I was speaking on, my brother. But I love you all. Much love, George Martin, brother. I will apologize to you if you felt like I hope you didn't feel bad, brethren. You know, any of you brethren out there, man. I love you all, man. Even Omar Tobias, man. But Rastafari and Shalom.